Students. So this video will show you a brief introduction to PowerPoint and how we can really work with PowerPoint to help you create a beautiful presentations. So we're going to start with a new presentation. So when you open PowerPoint, this is the best part of Microsoft Suite, that it keeps the same structure for us. And when you open up PowerPoint, when you open up Microsoft Word, you always sorry, let me just open up PowerPoint from the start. And I'm working in Mac, so it's a little bit different. So when you open up PowerPoint, PowerPoint is going to give you some templates that are already made, and then the blank template. We'll start with the blank template. Okay, once you start with the blank template, you will see by default this is the first slide. The layout is set up to be the heading here and the subtitle here. You can change this by choosing a different layout for this slide. So I'm in my home tab, and in my second group of slides, I can change my layout right here. Now, there are a few things that are similar, or many things that are similar in Microsoft PowerPoint that you have seen in Microsoft Word. Home tab, insert, design, review, view, you have already seen them, but the new tabs that have been added on here is transition, animation, and slideshow. And within the home tab, there are a couple of items here. This first one is the slide tab, slide group, and then you have this group right here that will help us arrange different items. Okay, this is under drawing tab. Now, when you're on your first slide, you can change the layout by going to blank layout here. I like to start with a blank layout because then it is on me of how to do what I want to do. You can start a blank layout like this, or you can just select these two items and delete them. Now remember, I clicked and dragged it to the right, or clicked and dragged it to the left. I can click on them manually like this. Okay, now it's selected. If I go like this, it is not really selected. I can delete it because now it's in a text mode. I'm able to write stuff. Okay, the selection, when you're selecting the box, it means that you are, when you go into the side of this corner of this box, you go with the arrow, with a cursor that has four arrows on it, and when you click on it, that means now it is selected. If you see something like this happening, where the cursor is blinking, that means it's in a writing mode and it wants you to write something. It is, the box itself is not selected. So in order for me to select the box, and it is not just a text box, it could be any box. And let me show it to you in a few minutes. Now, I can delete it this way by selecting this box like this. I can delete this box right here, this, or the easiest way to do is you click and highlight. Now remember, if you click and drag, don't leave it in the middle because then it's not going to select nothing. You have to highlight all of it and extend beyond that box, not beyond that text. So you see, I can go here, but still it will not select the box. So I have to go beyond the box, and now it's selected. Okay. So let me start with now, though, because I have my first slide to my layout was this layout. When I go to the new slide, by default, it's going to tell me that the new slide is going to be where the heading goes on top, and then you can write some text on the bottom. Okay. You can change that again by going to the layout, selecting this. But now, because you have selected this blank layout, when you're going to click on new slide, the next slide is going to be blank slide for you. So it's a pretty good thing that Microsoft does for you, PowerPoint does for you. Okay, now let's start with the blank slide. I'm on slide number 1, and you can see the slides right from here. These are slide 1, 2, and 3. So I'm on slide number 1. I'm going to go to my tab to the drawing group, and I'm going to insert a shape from here. You can insert a shape from here, or you can go to insert and to the shapes right here. Okay. Now let's insert a shape here. And in order for me to insert a shape, I go here and select the shape that I want to insert. Insert, and then I'm going to click and drag to the right. Okay. When I do this, this format appears right here. Once I click on this format, I have more options to format this object that I have. Okay, when I click on this, when I deselect this object, you will see that format tab is going to go away. In order for me to get that format tab, I have to select this, and then format tab will appear. Now I can change the colors. I have selected templates made here, built here that I can choose from, or I can choose the color that I want. So this is the fill-in color, this is the border color, and I don't want no border, so no outline. So it stays like that. Now in order for me, so I have this, if I want to duplicate this box, I can by pressing, by clicking and pressing my control key, and it duplicates it. Okay, so I pressed the control, I clicked on it, selected it, pressed the control key, and then I dragged it down. And now it is duplicating it. You see it duplicated, and I can duplicate it again, and duplicate it again by pressing and holding the control key. So I'm going to show it to you guys again. I clicked here, pressed and controlled my control key, and dragged it down. Okay. Very good. So now I have two of the same ones. And what I would like to do is I would like to change the color of this one to probably black. Let's do a little grayish color, right? So it looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to drag it one more time. I'm going to make duplicate it one more time, and I'm going to bring it to the bottom right here. Okay, beautiful. Correct. Now, let's do a couple of more items. Now, I want to insert a square box. So in order for me to insert a square box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click. I can just hit enter. Not enter, sorry. I can just click and let it go. It's just one click. So it will automatically create a box for me that is square. If I want to make sure I want to create a little bigger box that has same width and height, I'm going to press shift and drag it to the right. Okay, this is how my box will be created. Okay, now I want to create, if I want to create a circle, I chose this oval, this shape, click and okay, now click and drag, and I'm making sure that I press shift and holding shift, so you will see that it becomes a perfect circle for me. Okay, now I'm gonna duplicate this one, and whenever I have a circle like this or I have any other object, you will see that when I'm moving them around, I have some guidelines that appears, this red line that appears on the top, that kind of helps me align my object properly with other objects or with the canvas itself, with the slide itself. So if I'm moving up, it is telling me that, hey, I'm on top of these two objects are now aligned from the top, they are aligned from the bottom, they are center aligned here, but there is another way that we can use to align them is by I select this, then press shift and select this, or I highlight both of them like this. Okay, now this is a very good way for me to kind of look at it and say, hey, you know what, I'm aligning it, I'm selecting them both, and always remember that if you do not highlight them all the way, then they will. It is going to be difficult for them for us to select. What I mean is, you see right here, is I'm going to go halfway, and they're not going to be selected. See, that this box was not selected. So it is very, you have to be very careful when you are selecting. You have to go all the way to the end. Okay, now the next item. So this was the boxes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this box smaller, and I'm going to put this on the bottom right, and I'm going to write slide number 1 in here. Okay, I'm going to increase the size of this text. Now, the best part of something that I really like in PowerPoint is when I copy it. You see, I'm copying it from the bottom right. When I paste it, it pasted it on the bottom right too. Okay, so this is a very good trick that PowerPoint has for us. So I just copy pasted it. I can copy by clicking on it. Control C. In Mac, it's going to be Command C, or you can copy it right from here. And then for pasting, you can paste by Control V, or you can paste it right from here by clicking on this paste button on the Home tab. Okay, now let's go in here and let's go to slide number 2 now, and now let's learn something different. Okay, now I'm going to go to Insert tab, and I'm going to go to my the second tab right here that I have for illustration, and in an illustration tab I have my icons and 3D models. Icons are really amazing that we have. So it grabs the icons from the web. It's loading. Okay. Now I can search the icons. I'm going to say learn. Let's see what it gives me in learn. Okay, so it is giving me this. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to hit insert. Okay, downloaded it and okay, usually it takes very little. Okay, there we go. So now I have this icon right here. And remember, this icon, I can increase the size or decrease the size however I like. I can move it around. Okay. Beautiful, right? You can change the color for it. All right, now something that I would like to go over is I'm going to bring this one in too. Hopefully it will be a little quicker. No, yeah, this was a little quicker. Okay. So you see this one is on top. If you see right here, so this one is on top of this building. Okay. So what if I want my building to be on top of this book? Okay, so this is this we have to make sure the way that we do it is there are multiple ways. First way is you can right click and bring it to back. So there are two: bring it to back or bring it to backwards. Now, in order for me to show you for bring it to backwards, let me add bring it to back. Let me add another shape here. Now this is the shape that I'm adding in. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add this shape. I don't like it to be in front. Okay, let's change the color for it. This color. Okay. I don't like to be in front of both of these objects because it's kind of look ugly, right? So I want it to be all the way back. So what I will do is I go to send and send it to back. What does send it to back means? It is going to send it all the way to the back, right behind these two objects, or you have 10 objects, or whatever objects you had, it will send it all the way to the back. Now I want this book to be behind this building, but not behind this object that I have. So what I will do is I will go to send to back and send to backward. what that will do is it will send one layer back and one step back, and that will help me keep it right behind the building, but right above this this other shape that I had. Okay, I hope this helped you guys, um, of aligning, of keeping these, arranging these objects, and other items that we talked about, creating shapes, copy pasting, selecting, and arranging items. Okay, well, we'll talk more about it in the next video about transition and animations and slideshow. Okay.